Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Streamer Showdown Tournament Draft video on the channel. We're going to dive straight into it. It's a battle against other streamers for ultimate supremacy of the format. We have Rigo Streetwise Mentor as an option. This card is quite powerful. It kind of slots into multiple different color combinations as well, and is overall a card that I'm pretty happy starting a draft with. The other cards in this pack are kind of bad in comparison. Like Knockout Blow is okay, Citizen's Crowbar is okay, but Rigo is just really good. Even if it didn't have the attack clause, it would still be fine, but it does really incentivize you to take cards like Expendable Lackey, a card that might wheel. You can play this in Cabaret if you just go heavy white, or you can play it in you can really play it in a lot of different decks. Like 3 of the 5 families can include this card because you can play it in Brokers, Obscura, or Cabaret, which is really nice. So it's a really flexible first pick, a really strong first pick, a great place to start the draft. And after that, I would probably take Crowbar if this wasn't in the pack, if it was like a blank. Okay, so we have started off with Rigo, which means that we really want to we really want to play him, which means we are incentivized to second pick a card that helps us play him. A card like Citizen's Crowbar is quite good. Whack is a removal spell that can kill our Rigo. It's a strong card, but it doesn't really fit as well with Rigo because it's not one of the 3 colors that Rigo is. So I'm incentivized to take Crowbar here, or even something like Broker's Veteran, even though I think Broker's Veteran is a bit worse, because taking a white card here is really good, because white is Rigo's base color, because you can technically just play him in any white deck. And so taking a white card second is good. We did pass a couple of good white cards, so maybe the person we're passing to is going to take a white card. The rare is missing out of this pack, so we don't get any huge signal. But we do want to play Rigo, and also this makes a 1/1 that we could potentially use with Rigo. It's between that and Whack. It is still early in the draft, but I think these cards are actually comparable power level. I've been pretty happy with the Crowbar. Okay, pick 3. Topiary Stomper is a card that I think is actually okay. I think it's a pretty solid card. I don't think a lot of other people agree necessarily. I see this card very late. It's kind of slow, which is a problem. And so I'm down to take something else, if there is something else. There's Gathering Throng. We could just stake our claim. I've actually never done the Gathering Throng thing, but we could just try to get a bunch of them. There's also Out of the Way, which is a nice tempo, bouncy play, and also can fit with the Rigo plan. Topiary Stomper is pretty heavy color commitment. Also very slow card. The rest of this pack is pretty weak. I think Out of the Way, Gathering Throng, and Broker's Veteran are the best 3 cards. Topiary Stomper is probably up there. I like taking a white or blue card, though, because blue-white's a good color combo. Out of the Way seems like a fine pickup to me. Immediately another Gathering Throng. There's a Backstreet Bruiser, which doesn't go the best with Rigo, because it's a big creature, but it does go okay with Out of the Way. I could just take Botanical Plaza and set up my mana. There is another Throng. I don't really like going after the Throngs because it's so awkward to take them, you know? You never know when you're supposed to take them. I don't think they're even that particularly great. They just fill up a lot of slots in your deck. I think I'm just going to take the land here. This pack is also relatively weak. Oh, Defore is back. Almost had a heart attack waiting to see if Defore would return. The hero that we need. So we're off to an okay start here. We're really going to try to maximize Rigo, because Rigo's our best card. And we haven't seen anything too powerful yet. So this pack, relatively okay. There's a Cormella, which isn't my favorite card. You can't play Cormella and Rigo in the same deck, so I'm not really looking that direction. Rigo's certainly much better. There's also just Skybridge Towers, which goes perfectly with my cards I already have. Maybe I can even play 18 lands if I have a couple of these things. Hold for Ransom is fine, but I'm just going to take the Skybridge Towers, I think. Not really worried about seeing all these black cards. I don't think these 2-drops are that good. They're okay, but nothing too special. The Hold for Ransom and Witness Protection are also okay removal spells. But I'm fine just getting the lands. think we're passing to Defore. We're getting passed to by the Ham TV. Kyle Rose, he's a good player. So, in this draft format, it is open deck list because they don't want it to be like unfair if someone like actually like checks someone's stream after their round is done. So, cards like Quick Draw Dagger get a lot worse because it's easier to tell if your opponent might have it in their deck because you just know because you can look at their deck list. Rock's Pummeler is a good card. Broker's Initiate is actually a good combo with Rigo, but hopefully I can wheel this sort of thing. I don't think it's very good in general. I don't think I need to prioritize it. I think I'm just going to take the Rock's Pummeler, best card in the pack. There's also Backstreet Bruiser again, but I don't think that card's very good. Just hard to be able to attack with it, and cards that can only block aren't the best. So I'm just going to take the Rock's Pummeler. Looking like maybe Maestro's is open-ish, but not really regretting my direction in this draft. Here we get a Broker's Veteran. Yeah, I think I'd rather have the cards be as big as possible, and then I'll just scroll down. Chuck no blocks, but I appreciate the feedback. Like, having these be as big as possible is nice. Because if you don't know all the cards, then it can be hard. Broker's Veteran is just a fine 2-drop. Other than that, Kill Shot's fine. Boon of Safety's fine. Witness Protection's fine. I think I would take Boon after this. I think Boon is pretty good to have one copy of. But I like Broker's Veteran as a 2-drop. Couple 2-drops. A 3-drop that's very good. Got a top-end card. Looks like we're going to be blue, white, splashing green, maybe. Okay. Now we have an interesting pick. There's Security Bypass, which does have some synergies with this sort of deck sometimes. I think now is when we take a Backstreet Bruiser over a Kill Shot. Kill Shot is the sort of card that gets much worse in open deck list because your opponent's like, oh, they have 3 mana up. What are they going to have? They look at your deck list. They're like, oh, they have Kill Shot. And then they play around it. Backstreet Bruiser is just a card that I can play if I need extra, like, blockers out of the sideboard if I'm playing against, like, a Crooked Custodian aggro deck or something. And getting one pick 8 is fine. Wow. This is a great time to pick up Lackey here. I do like Celebrity Fencer, but Lackey is a great card with Rigo. And you can generally find some uses for Lackey, I have found. And getting a Lackey means that you can, like, then prioritize some of the other, like, cards that let you sacrifice things. And it also just, again, I just want cards that play well with Rigo to some degree. Celebrity Fencer's a nice one as well. But I'm just going to take the Lackey. Pretty happy. That's a great wheel. Good sign for me. Makes cards like Rooftop Nuisance a lot better. Paragon of Modernity is playable. There's also Revelation of Power. I don't love Glittermonger. I don't love Case the Joint. I think it's between Revelation and Paragon. I'm going to take the Paragon just to get rid of a flyer. I don't think combat tricks are really where you want to be in this sort of format, especially not, like, kind of bad ones. Wow, late Broker's Veteran. That's a pretty good pickup. Dapper Shieldmate's also fine, but I like just getting this 2-drop. The thing I like about Broker's Veteran is if you kill Broker's Veteran and they don't get a good shield counter on something, you feel like you accomplished something. And having a 2-drop that kind of puts your opponent in that bind is pretty nice. Okay, so this card's not really playable. Join can sometimes be playable. I don't really care if my opponents are casting big score against me. So we don't have any ton of white. We don't really have any white cards, so to speak, except for the Rigo and the Crowbar. But we have a lot of blue cards, so we could potentially rotate around and, like, just play more, like, blue something else. We haven't really been passing anything too powerful. Okay, so we got a lot of blue cards, a little bit of white. And now we have the choice, mainly, I think, in this pack between Celestial Regulator and Out of the Way. These are the two main cards to think about. Not really looking for the Educators at this point. The Regulator is really good. And we do have some shield counters. I don't know if it'll wheel. And I also don't know if we want to... I think we do want to play blue-white because Rigo's very good. But we could go a different direction still. But I like getting a blue-white card. I think Out of the Way is just a worse card than Regulator. A 3-mana 2/3 flyer is just a beating. This should be a tough one. I like Regulator over Out of the Way. Out of the Way is just kind of a little bit slow sometimes. And I think blue is open enough that we can just build a fine deck that just dabbles into white. Interesting pick here. There's a Nimble Larcenist, which is a really good card. But we don't really have the as good mana fixing for that. Also, we have the option of another Regulator, which I think is just a great card too. Nimble Larcenist is good, but again, like this land gets green mana, and we have the Rocks Pummeler that we can potentially splash at the top end. There's a Civil Servant. I just like getting another Regulator here. The Common is missing out of this pack. Maybe a Murder or something. Just a 2/3 is just a big stats boost. I don't think that that's necessarily true. Nimble Larcenist is a very powerful card. But I like getting the Regulator here. So we've got a great blue-white deck. Maybe splashing green, maybe not. We could play Paragon if we really felt we needed to. Get another card that can get a counter on it for our Regulator. So judging the way this draft is going, Broker's Veteran might wheel. We can just jam another Out of the Way. The reason I'm not taking Bouncer's Beatdown is because I might just play straight blue-white or very heavy blue-white and just very light touch into green. And this card's going to be better for that. Just a very tempo-y deck currently. Skycrier is also an interesting option because it does play well with Rigo. I just think it's enough worse than Out of the Way that I'm going to just take Out of the Way. I don't think I'm going to wheel this, but I might wheel the Broker's Veteran. Yeah, this is I think this is a good spot to be in. I think we're going to keep wheeling Broker's Veterans because I think I'm the only one that likes that card in this draft, maybe. Everyone else kind of views it as chaff, potentially. Hopefully we get to do some cool stuff with it. So between Skybridge Towers and Spiara's Headquarters, I'm going to take the Headquarters because if I do want to splash green, then this can help me with that. And a 3-color land for my deck is really a nice spot to be. Skybridge Towers is nice, but I think that this card is just a little bit worse than the Headquarters because they both in the late game, you can cycle them. This one you can play early and cycle late and get replaced late. This one getting 3 colors is huge though. And the fact that we're getting it pick 4 might mean this pack is pretty good for our color combo. Metamorphosis is also a great card. That's the sort of combat trick I don't mind playing because it's hard for you not to come out ahead in some way when you cast that card. Girder-Goons is also a great card. Strong Arm's pretty solid. Would like some interaction at some point here. So this land can get blue, white, or black. We are seeing a Syndicate Infiltrator. Quick Draw Dagger doesn't really fit my deck. Kind of trying to tempo them out in the air. Infiltrator is a really good card. Storefront is also pretty nice because it helps me get to black mana, which I might want. I don't think I need a 4-mana 3/3 flyer though. I'll just take the land. Because I can just use this as a blue-white land. Snoop is not my favorite card. It can block and get a counter and be a card for Rigo. But I think the Bookcase might be a little bit better. It's just a defensive 2-drop in case I need that. I don't have any interaction, so Buy Your Silence is the sort of card that, like, maybe I would want. Fake Your Own Death is also just a good card. Warm Welcome's also pretty solid with Rego and stuff. But I'm not really trying. I'm trying to just play blue-white, I think, right now. I don't really have a compelling reason to go into green. I will play one of this card because it is good with Rego. Because you can attack, Threat of Activation, and they can't really block. Broken Wings is also a fine one. Seraph is fine. But I'm happy to get a Broker's Initiate. Couple of 1-drops that play well with Rego. Pretty good place. Not going to play this guy now. We could take Witness Protection because we don't have any synergies with it right now. I mean, we don't have any removal right now. I just think the card is bad, though. I think Broker's Initiate number 2 is good. Another card that works with Rego. A card that I can play on the ground while my flyers kind of do work. This card is an option, but I'm just going to take the Initiate. Especially because I have a bunch of 2/1s. Like, if I didn't have a bunch of 2/1s, I'd be happier taking Witness Protection, but the card is still going to trade with a Broker's Veteran. There's a Gathering Throng. I don't want someone going off with Gathering Throng, so I'm just going to take this. High-Rise Sawjack as a anti-side, as like a card I could take to hate out of the sideboard is also an option. We're just going to try to prevent someone from getting 6 Gathering Throngs, though. This card is also just the best card in the pack here, so we're going to take this. It's actually reasonable to hate draft when you're in a pod and there's nothing for you in the pack. Like, I don't want to play Security Bypass. Okay, we might end up playing a Paragon. Hopefully not both, but it could happen. So we kind of are at 17 playables going into pack 3, and then we could just start shaving stuff like these Paragons or things like that. Disdainful Stroke is a fine option because I have these out of the ways. So I can like bounce and then get rid of it. Pack 3. Great pickup. Mage's Attendant. Versus another Regulator. That's a tough pick. I think Mage's Attendant is a better card. Because it just hits like a truck. It's a 4/3 worth of stats or 3 mana. I do like Regulator, though. This is a tough pick. I think Mage's Attendant is just a better card. Maybe we'll wheel the Lackey or the Regulator. I don't think we'll wheel the Regulator, to be honest. Sometimes you got to take the better card, even if it's painful to pass up on the gold card that's your 2 colors. Also makes a 1/1 for Rego. I think that card's pretty cutesy. I like Crowbar over Backup Agent and Rumor Gatherer. Rumor Gatherer is just kind of awkward at 3 mana. Crowbar is just nice. Can buff this into a 1/5. I like Speakeasy Server a little bit in these sorts of decks. Crowbar is just a nice pickup. I think it's just the best card in the pack as well. Rumor Gatherer is fine. It works well with like things like Mage's Attendant. But I like having access to the anti-artifact and enchantment stuff in the main deck as well. And I've got Pretty good defenses on the ground. So I've got 2 Broker's Initiates to help me while I fly through the air with my Paragons. I think I actually might play the Paragons. I don't have any removal. Might have to take a Witness Protection. Well, this is a good card for me. Creatures with counters on them. So that plays well with the Paragons. Maybe I'll wheel another Broker's Initiate. Not that I would really want to play another one. But getting the Angel's a nice pickup. So this means that 3 other drafters nearby aren't playing blue-white. If Broker's Veteran dies and puts a counter on something, I can attack with it to draw a card. Got good ground game. I just need to get a little bit of interaction. Witness Protection actually would be a fine card in this deck. Probably. Even if I don't play Rox Pummeler, playing the green so I can put the counters on my Paragons is pretty nice. Okay. Fiend's Informant or Knockout Blow. I'm just going to take the Informant. Ooh, Swooping Protector as well. Oh, that's tough. Which one's better? So if I didn't want to play the Bookcase, I have 4 2-drops and 3 1-drops. Yeah, I'm not taking the Throng. I think Swooping Protector's better. Because it's a guaranteed creature with a counter. To go with this Metropolis Angel. Another 4-drop instant thing to make these out of the ways a little bit better. I will take 1 Witness Protection. I don't want a 3rd Broker's Initiate here, I don't think. Having some interaction is important. Also buy your silence, but... Thank you so much, MTG Nerd Girl, for the subscription. I really appreciate it. Slip out the back. Puts a counter on one of my creatures. Can serve as an anti-removal thing. It's also Broker's Hideout, but I think we'll just take Slip out the back. It's especially the sort of card that we could bring in out of the sideboard if we did want to bring it in to our deck. We do want slightly more playables, I think. So I think this is a fine pickup. There's a Quick Draw Dagger, which I don't particularly love. There's another Gathering Throng. Looks like players are just letting these go by, so I will take one now. Because I think there's 2 more in this pack. And I don't need a Quick Draw Dagger. Because I'm trying to win in the air, I think. Nice. Now that I have 3 of them, I can totally play them. Further making Witness Protection a bad card. But probably a necessary one. This is 23 right here. I don't think Revelation of Power is particularly good. No. of safety's fine. Our deck gets wrecked by Nightclubber. That's fine. I'm going to take the second witness protection and then put it in the sideboard. Backup Agent is a fine card. I think it's good. But having a second piece of interaction seems like it could be important. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to take another main deck card. I think this card's really good. It plays well with the Metropolis Angel. Oh man, getting another Witness Pro would be nice. Yeah, this was what I was hoping for though. I was figured we might get a Buyer Silence, which I can put in the sideboard. This works out well for us. Yeah, I figured. I was looking at our deck and it seems really solid. Okay, we don't need more than one Buyer Silence. I do want to take this Plaza though, in case I want to play these Paragons. Because then I'll have access to them. Okay, so this is 20... I think 3 Gathering Throngs are worth it, probably. Six 2-drops. This is our interaction. Kind of this. Kind of this. This thing. So we have 27 plus 13. It wants to add 13 lands. So we need to make probably 2 cuts. Or 1 cut. Probably 1 cut. We can probably afford to play 16 lands in this deck. Though we do have a lot of 3-drops. But we're just gonna... I think we're not gonna have to play these Paragons. We'll keep Buyer Silence in the sideboard for extra interaction. This in the sideboard for extra anti-aggro. Rock's Pummeler's a potential sideboard in. We have the 2 Plazas if we do want to go bigger with the Paragons, but I don't think we need to. So we do have to make 1 cut here, presumably. Backstreet Bruiser could totally be it. Our deck is kind of aggressive, and Backstreet Bruiser is more of a defensive card that would be in the vein of the Bookcase. I think Broker's Initiate, normally, like, Backstreet Bruiser and Broker's Initiate fill a similar role, but due to the Rego, I think we would rather have the Broker's Initiate, because you can, like, draw cards with this. Backup Agent also plays well with Broker's Initiate, making a 1/5. So we have a lot of early drops, which is good. We have 3 Gathering Throngs, which can be good as well. We have a couple equipments to go with them. Mage's Attendant. The Regulators are good with a lot of our cards. Good top end. Witness Protection is really bad in our deck because we have a lot of 1 toughness guys, but I think we have to play some interaction main deck. And then I think the Stainful Stroke is actually okay because we do have a lot of different options when we are holding up mana. So I think we're going to play 16 lands here. Don't want any forests, no. Thanks, Inept Mage. I'll maybe do that after I've done the build part, and then I'll just do that as like an administrative behind-the-scenes thing. I think having 3 dual lands is nice. This can get island or plains. This can get... Is it plains or island? This is plains or island. The Gathering Throngs are nice. Rego's good. What would I cut if I had to cut a card here? Probably a Broker's Initiate, but again, my deck doesn't really... My deck has 2 4-drops in it. These cards don't really count as much. Like, on curve, I have 2 4-drops. Let's check my color symbols. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue pips. I'm not counting the gold cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 white pips. Kind of 10 white pips because Rego's relatively heavy white. So I would rather go, if I'm auto landing for 16 lands, I'll go slightly heavier white. So this is 1, 2, 3, 16 lands. And I think that's the build. I think Backstreet Bruiser is not as good because I want to be able to attack, potentially get some pressure on my opponent. Even though I do have some counter synergies. Bookcase is fine for like sneaking through Gathering Throngs at some point, but I'd rather just have the other cards, I think. It's just a bit weak. Buyer Silence is sideboard removal, and then this card's not really one I can use right now. This is not 39 cards. I don't think, is it? 26. This is 13, 16. I want to play 16 lands. 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, I do have extra room for a slot. Oh, interesting. Really? That's okay. So there's 6, 12, 19, 23. Oh, it is. Yeah, 26. I think Bookcase could be good then. Helps me hit through with these Gathering Throngs in the late game. Bookcase could just be worse than a land, though. How do I use my mana? I mean, I have 2 lands that can kind of help me avoid flood. How else do I spend my mana in the late game? Equipping crowbars to stuff. Turning these into 5/5s. Bruiser could also be an option. I don't want the Paragons because I don't have the 3-color enabling. It's really between these 4 cards. I'm not playing the Rocks Pummeler right now. And I don't think Buyer Silence is worth playing main deck because it's just bad. So it's really between these 2 cards. I already have a couple of 0/4s. So Bruiser's probably better because I already have like the 0/4. So if a card's good against a 0/4, then I can play the Bruiser. And then 7/6 seems right to me. I do think that 17 lands is 1 too many here. So yeah, we're going to run it like this. And I'll see you folks in the matches. Before I get to the games, I want to take a moment to say thank you to all of the patrons who support my content directly at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. It feels really good to be able to make videos every day, and it is in large part thanks to patrons that I am able to do so. If you're interested in joining the Patreon, helping me make videos, helping me improve my content, and gaining access to some exclusive rewards and bonus content, check out the Patreon at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. I really do appreciate it. Without further ado, though, let's get to the games. Welcome to round number 1. We are playing against Voxy. It is an open decklist tournament, so I know what she's working with, and it is Maestro, kind of bomb rare. I don't know. She's got Diabolist, she's got Reservoir Kraken and Body Launderer, as well as a Corpse Explosion, so a lot of rares here, but a relatively slow-looking deck. Goldhound, Sticky Fingers, I think this deck is beatable for sure by us, and I'm looking forward to it. We're on the draw. We're going to keep this very obviously. And I think, we're probably going to want to cycle this. This is going to be for the full 4 mana. Okay. Actually, her mana is way better than I thought it was, because she has the 4 copies of the Maestro guy, but it will put her off to a slow start. So it looks like we're not going to draw our 4th land, which is fine, but I think saving the Spiara's headquarters was still a reasonable play. She could whack it. She does have whack in the deck. Witness protection, okay. Citizen's Crowbar is good against that. So her missing land drop is really good for me here. I'll get an island. I'll play this. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's an invite-only tournament, Fly Tinker. And now I have 2 bounce spells, so if she does play other stuff. Okay. And I have Witness Protection for the first Outlaw she plays as well. Strangle, okay. Sure. I'm going to cycle the headquarters here. Okay. Looking for a land, maybe? Okay. Yep. Does she have Crooked Custodian? She does, so I might as well. I want to hold these lands. Sure. He keeps jamming Body Launderers. I'll just keep bouncing them. Yeah, not Crooked Custodian. I meant the Court Official. Oh, right. You're right. She doesn't have the Court Official. Fine. And I'm just going to hold up my Swooping Protector. She does have a way to deal 3 to everything in her deck, thanks to the Corpse Explosion. Sure. Okay, got their game 1. So what is she going to sideboard in? Maybe Fatal Grudge? I don't honestly know. So what is good from my sideboard? I think I'm going to want this. She does have a lot of relatively sizable, like, expensive cards in the deck. And then do I want this bookcase? I think I don't need the Backstreet Bruiser because I'm the aggressor here. So I need all my stuff to be able to attack. And then my O4s that turn into 5/5s are actually pretty nice. This could be good at some point. What does she got? What does she got? What does she got? She could have Strangle. She could have Fake Your Own Death. I'm fine with either of those outcomes. Oh no! I hope she realizes this is a sympathetic. I'm sorry that you missed your land drop again. Yay! This little guy's gonna be annoying for her. I'm gonna play these 2 things so that I can hold up my irritating guy, this little dude. And then I'll be able to hold him up the rest of the game, so it'll be fine. That's cool. That is fair. Getting a counter on something so this angel can take over would be good. Sure. Sure. Goodbye, little 1/1. Fair. I think she should have attacked. Ugh. Does she have instant speed removal? Call it a professional. She probably has an answer to this. Yeah, she was gonna kill that no matter what, though. Yikes. If only I'd had that guy slightly sooner. If I draw Rigo, I'm back in it. Kind of behind now. Rogue's Gallery was pretty good. Why not pump the initiate? Oh, I'm planning on it. Don't worry. It's obvious why I did that play this time. Getting my flyer into play is really nice. Yep, pickpocket. Makes sense, makes sense. Getting the broker's initiate bounced or a token, maybe. So if I attack, I can pump this up. I think it's worth it, getting rid of one of her blockers. I really hope she doesn't have the +2/+0 combat trick card. But I also don't want to take 4. That's good for me. That is a good trade for me. That is bad. I think we're dead now. Yeah, I'm just going to concede. In the late game spots like this, I am generally not favored. I have to get off to a fast start. Being on the play will really help. Or at least it should. Hopefully we can get a good draw here. Great hand. We don't have a 1-drop or anything, but we have a couple crowbars. Protector. Gosh, if only we had a plains. Really unfortunate if she has like a reservoir kraken or something. Yep. If I'd had a plains, I was actually going to kill the Gold Hound. But taking my entire turn to kill the Gold Hound didn't make sense. It's not getting any better. Wow, can't believe that worked. TBH. The fact that we're still in this is insane. She might just need the treasures to try and ramp something out. She has all her colors, which makes this a little bit odd. I think Bayou Silence is going to be good here. The Kraken is the only thing it can't really deal with. No! Pickpocket. Feels bad. Does she have a whack? I think we might be in good shape here. The only card I'm seeing in her deck that can deal with this is Witness Protection. Okay, you're right. Calling a professional could also do it. By 6, I'm 1 mana short. Gosh, the fact that she got back the Reservoir Kraken is so brutal for me. Six, 7, 8, 9. This is very close. And I think I'm going to lose. Oh, man. Because I have to tap an untapped creature I control, which is the problem with this. Two to the top? You're kidding. That's not good at all. So I can tap this, phase this out. That's huge. Oh, this attacks. Tapped and attacking. 1, 2, 3. Wow, this is a close game. We block here, we go to 1. It's a she. If she holds back the Diabolist, I know I won. Because I can buy your silence on it. Yes! Yes! What a game! That last one was so close. Holy heck. Literally 1 life point. Every card I had mattered. Jeez Louise, that was such a good one. Well, I'm 1 win away from securing my place in the final pod tomorrow. That was a tight game, and hopefully we can win the next round. And I'll see you there. Welcome to round 2. We are up against Ekel, another streamer. Here is his deck. He's got 2 whacks, which are really good against me and my shield counters, and a run out of town, which is also good against shield counters. His deck seems like really well map poised to beat mine. Got good 2-drops, so I'm not going to be able to run him over probably. The Make Disappear is good to know about. And yeah, overall his deck looks really good, and I'm a little bit worried about it, but obviously we still have the games to play. We'll keep this on the play. Hopefully we draw an island. The Slip at the Back could be a key card here, for sure. No attack here. Don't want to give Broker's Veteran something when I don't have a bounce spell. I think putting the counter onto my Broker Initiate could be good here. Keep it out of whack range. Once I find blue mana, I'll be in good shape here. Hopefully. He could be holding up Run Out of Town there easily, or Make Disappear. The power of equipments. Sure. Totally fine trading my guy for a treasure like that. Okay. These brokers initiates have not been as good as I was hoping, but they're still gonna be fine probably. Mostly because I haven't been drawing Rigo as much as I would like. Yep. Right on time. Would have been nice to have extra blue mana to hold up Slip Out the Back at some point there, but no longer a 1-drop. That's good for me. So I can deal 4 here. Then my other initiate. I like that. We have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good amount of power here. I could set up for lethal. Take 7. I'm gonna do that. I think they have their counter spell. Yep. Yeah, that plan was bad. I should have mounted their big guy after that point. So they can kill this thing and they'll take 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, if I draw another island, I can win here. They're going to attack all out. They go up to 10. I have 1, 4, 5, 10 damage exactly. If I draw an island. These are the sorts of top decks you need to make if you're going to win the games. Island. Oh, man. Just couldn't get that island. If I'd drawn the island, I would have won. But, you know, that's how it goes. I've drawn 2 islands in the top 20 cards. That hurts. I'm just going to run it back. Real disappointing there. I had him. He got the message. Yeah. Yeah, that's just frustrating. Could have won. Dang it. What's he going to bring out of the sideboard? A Backstreet Bruiser as an extra 2-drop. That's just the matchmaking Discord. Oh, I'm frustrated about that one. Couldn't do anything, though. I played my best. Some element of luck as well. Now we have to hope we draw lands, which could potentially not happen, but I think this hand is worth keeping. I have never actually gotten to cast this for 2 mana, though. I never play against green decks. Like, not just in this tournament. I don't think I've ever cast this for 2. Bizarre. Okay, backup agent could be good, though. Yeah, still solid for sure. Just a very frustrating couple games, I guess. Maybe he also will miss a land drop. Let's go, land. No, we're so close. For reading comprehension, have them read Ligrella. That's funny. So incredibly punished. Just kind of unreal almost. Gosh. Now I'll draw my land as soon as I lose my 4 toughness creature. I'm definitely not playing my best here. Oh no, I didn't draw my land. It's okay. Never punished. They're just going to be casting their 6-drop alligator before I'm casting anything. Oh, right, they have a shield counter on it. Yeah, I'm not playing well, I guess. Despite the fact that I have literal no options. Oh my gosh. This is just an embarrassment. Well, I mean, it's way better than it looks when you're literally just, like, have 6 lands and your opponent has 2. Let's go. Oh, they have a counterspell or something? I'm gonna kill the quick draw dagger. Probably have whack. Oh, man. Well, hopefully I can pull it out in the final round and qualify for the second day of competition. I mean, I could have won this match if I had gotten lucky with my lands, pretty apparently. But that's how it goes. Welcome to round number 3. If we win this, we're into the second pod. We're playing against Quarter Calls. I've had him on as a guest a lot. This is his deck. Blue-black. He's got a couple Majestic Metamorphosis that I really have to be aware of. Other than that, fairly straightforward. And a make disappear as well. He only has 15 lands, so hopefully I can punish that in some capacity. Goes for the block. Doesn't even think about it either. Sure. So we're trading blows back and forth here. He doesn't have any flash, guys. Play this first. He could have his counterspell. He could have his counter unless you pay 2 spell. He doesn't have any sweepers. Sure. Sure. Okay. So he's used his murder. Let's go. He whiffs. He now knows about witness protection, though. Figured he'd block Gathering Throng, so I wanted to have the... Okay. Certainly equipped there. I think I'm winning here. Unless, of course, he just rips Dusk Mangler or something off the top. That's a good draw for him. Oh, it's so close. Sure. Big draw for me here. Slip out the back. Boom! Got the win in game one. That's huge. Getting a win early on. No, we didn't. Because one was only 2 damage. And he could have just blocked with the other guy. Can bring in Buyer Silence maybe to help against some of his bigger stuff. Maybe I don't need that. Probably just a bit too slow. He's only playing 15 lands, so he might die. Oh, and use the crowbar. You're right, you're right. Oh, I could have won. Good call, chat. What's he going to side in against me? Probably Midnight Assassin, I'd have to imagine. Maybe a Sonic Snoop. Need to keep his metamorphoses in mind. And also this Ionic Snoop, the fake your own death. Out of the way. So he's got a lot of instant speed stuff. But then again, I have a couple bounce spells of my own. Gosh. I really want to make the second pod. I really do. Hopefully I got all my bad luck out of the way in the second round. And he's got some bad luck coming because I want to beat him. When you're in war, you don't care if your opponent gets terribly unlucky, as long as you win in the end. He is a friend of mine, though, so if he wins, it's fine. But. I like playing. I like winning. I like doing my best. And I think this deck can get there. I'm summoning Rigo to the top of my deck. Rigo. Yes. What does he got? What does he got? He only has 15 lands. It blows my mind. Sure, he has a lot of 2-drops, but like he's got a lot of 4-drops as well. Okay, let's focus. Exactly, Golden. Focus, focus. Remembering that my equipment can kill Paragon is really important. I was pretty happy with how I killed the Larcenist post damage. That was a game that I won without my rares. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Frederick. Okay, chat, focus in time. Great hand. Oh my gosh, we have a great hand. Yep. Don't want to walk into a metamorphosis, so definitely not attacking. Okay. I attack and he goes metamorphosis. I can flip out the back. Making this guy a 3/2 to prevent him from drawing cards seems worth it. Yep. I have a bunch of 2-power creatures, so I don't mind if he has a 3-2. So I technically have the onboard advantage. Yeah. Wow. Hopefully my Flyers can clutch this for me. I can't believe he sided that in. Not gonna lie. He's gonna be at 14. I'll hit him down to 12, and then I have 3-turn clock in the air with my Flyers. No, he doesn't play white lands. 2 to the bottom. I know he has bounce spells in the deck, and I want to keep a 2-1 back. He only has the 1 counter spell. Might as well play around whack a little bit. He's got the card lead. Sure. Yep, I was worried about whack a little bit. Not gonna be able to deal with my Flyer very well. What a joke. I can't believe that was the card I drew. What a actual joke. It's so unfortunate. Dude, I had it for one turn. It was literally a one-turn window where I had my flyer to play. So he's got land, 2-drop, 4-drop, 3-drop. He has 1 5-drop, 1 6-drop, couple 7s, so not that likely to turn this guy on. I can't believe it. So unlucky. Couldn't I have just drawn a land? Gonna hold up Boon of Safety. Yep. I hope he doesn't have a bounce spell to bounce this guy back to his hand. He does have 3 out of the ways, so if he's used only one of them. He's milled another one. I'd really like to draw one of my other flyers right now. Please, deck. You already screwed me on the Gathering Throng, so give me something. Give me something good. Oh, it can't. That's huge. Heck yes. I'm just hoping to fade his last copy of the bounce spell. They have this lifelinker, so I can't go all in. If he sacks the land, I'll know I'm in good shape. That means he's digging for the bounce spell. Putting all the extra shield counters on this is huge. Him using his murder on my 3-1. Man, the 3-1 flyer almost could have clutched me there. I have 18 cards, he has 9. If he attacks with Newsy, I block with Rigo. What does he have that could answer here? He's got 1 out of the way left. He's already used his whack, I think. Yep, he's already used his whack. He's already used his murder. He has a Majestic Metamorphosis left. A Paragon. Huge. Gosh, it's so unlucky. He only got 5 cards left. I don't know if he can kill me in that amount of time. He's only got 4 cards left. He has to deal with this. He has 4 cards left, so he doesn't have that much time. Board is super gummed up. I don't want him. He hasn't used his fake your own death yet, and I don't want to let him use it on his Dusk Mangler, because that could be a way that he comes back. So he still has 1 Metamorphosis left. So I can predict the cards he has. He has Metamorphosis. He's got Fake Your Own Death. And then, like, 3 cards randomly. Boom! We did it. Holy heck, we got there in the end. That was huge. Yes, we made it to the finals. I'm so happy. You don't want to... Heck yes. We've got the fans in person. Also known, he's not really a fan. He's more of a manager role. Key designer for the NicolaiBolas franchise. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Well, we made it into the finals. We're going to be playing against classic names such as Reed Duke, Seth Manfield, of course myself involved in the final pod, competing for $500 first prize and then prizes for top 3 as well. Great deck here. Honestly, Gathering Throngs clutched it. I thought we were going to lose after we picked the second Gathering Throng instantly, but oh my gosh, such a key win, and very happy to have done it. First picking Rigo really worked out, even though I never really used him that much to draw a card, but overall great stuff. Broker's Initiate really overperformed. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave in the comment section down below hashtag Knife's Edge to let me know you made it all the way to the end, because all those games were close, especially round 1, insanely close. That last round, really close. So leave hashtag Knife's Edge to let me know you made it to the end. Remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe for more content, comment below with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. And then in the description, you can find links to the NicolaiBolas Patreon, which is where you can support my content, the Discord, where you can go to talk about all things Magic, the Twitch stream to catch all the action live, and merchandise, all sorts of stuff in the description down below. That's going to do it for this draft video, though. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you folks in the finals.